And just like always, it was easier to write today. Welcome, motherfuckers, to another day of writing. And today, if I'm not mistaken, is day 29. Holy shit, Rocket, which is my new nickname apparently. That's what everyone's been calling me, and I'm okay with this. They're like, holy shit, you've only been writing for 29 days? And I say, yes, I guess so. I don't know. It feels like more than that, but then anything feels like anything if you want it to. We just experienced a easier writing day, just like always, man. Just like always. It doesn't happen every time, but it's always more difficult on a Tuesday. That next day is always a lot easier. I churned out those 5 pages. It is only 9:30 in the morning. I actually even took some breaks, like a couple breaks, and I've only been up since 5. So, yeah, 4 hours. I did 5 pages, yeah, so I could do one more. I don't quite know yet. We're gonna find out. But the cool thing is, I think I threw on, shit, what was it? I think I threw 3 pages on for Eris, the main hero. I threw a page on for the main antagonist. And I finally started, I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I finally started another character's viewpoint. So we did that. That's 5 pages today. I might do 6. We'll find out. Pretty accomplished, I'd say. How does it all feel? Is what you're asking me. Well, feels okay. You know, I dig the fucking the shit that's going on with it. I do notice my scenes are short, but that's only because it's the first draft, man. We're still in the stream of consciousness phase. We're still trying to, figure this all out. And it's funny with stream of consciousness, it's like I always say, even I don't know what's going on or what's going to happen next. I'm always like, I don't fucking understand what's going on here. But from the point of what is like going to be happening to said characters, I don't even know what I don't know. It's weird. It's like, what's going to happen? Is it good or bad? Or am I going to keep everything, or am I going to throw it all out? Only time will tell. Because many times I've said this, and many times I will say it more. Sometimes you just write like that stream of consciousness, and you come to a point where you can't answer questions anymore. And then it's a 50-50 battle. Is that all going to get thrown away because there's nothing you can do, and it didn't enhance the story anyway? Or are you going to find a way out of it by doing a lot of inner research? I don't quite know yet. We will see. It's quite enjoyable, though. It really is. To feel accomplished for the day. Because usually, like I always say, man, to myself, because I talk to myself a lot, you had a bad day yesterday, and it only can be worse if you allow it to the following day. Do you know what I mean? I kind of had a day where I couldn't write, I was tired, I was debilitated, but then, you got to remember, that's kind of probably how you're going to feel if you're not going to take life breaks. Even God rested for one day. A week, apparently. I don't know. I can't. I got to remember I have to rest like that. It's all right. So, because of all that, and I got the pages done today, and I got this video ready to rock and roll, and it's going to be uploaded, I'm taking the rest of the day off, and we're just going to hang out and enjoy it, and go to work tomorrow. But we need a topic for today. We need something that's going to take up 20 minutes or less. So what can that be? Well, I would say something that I experience in my life, and that is who are you in certain circumstances with certain people? For myself, I've always struggled with this, I don't know how to word this, this feeling, I guess, of who am I to certain groups of people, and I'm always finding myself being a obligatory, we can use that word, like I wouldn't even want to use the word savior, but whatever, that's the word I can think of right now. I always find myself walking into a room and everyone wants me to answer questions for them, wants me to tell them this, wants me to tell them that. How do I get over this? How do I get over that? How do I handle my own shit? And I'm going to be honest with you, man, I get really tired of it because I don't want to be that person. It's just like in anything, you know, you don't want to be a leader. You don't want to be someone to guide people, and it just seems like that's what everyone wants you to do. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I find that I run away from that because I'm not about to just sit and get involved in all this shit. You know, whatever it is, if people need something or they want you to do this, do that, and you can, and what it ends up being is, you know, they can fucking figure their shit out. Like for me, it's like everyone's emotional stuff. They just won't do it. And that gets really frustrating. And that's why you don't want to help. Because you're just like, I'm not going to sit here and watch you not do anything about it. And I'm not going to help you. That's just how that is. That's kind of the struggle that I've had in my life, where I always feel like I have to like save people. Not because I even want to, because they want me to. And just like separating myself from it sounds easy. That's because that's what I try to do. But the problem there is they dwell in my mind. And I don't really want that to happen, but I can't control it. I know they're suffering. Or they're miserable. Or they're broken. Or they're in some sort of negative state. And I'm just trying as hard as I can to say, that's not my life. That is not my problem. But what else can you do besides feel guilty about that? Anytime I've ever felt like I wanted to improve my life, do better, learn more, whatever it may be to enhance my living experience, I just feel this nagging shit trying to hold me down. And it's always other people. And I hate that. I hate that I feel that way, and I hate that they make themselves that way, because it's really easy to get yourself out of things. You just have to continually try. It's incredibly difficult, but it's easy to start. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it is quite difficult to constantly do this. It can be debilitating. It can be tiring. You're slowly sapping yourself, and you're weakening yourself. The more you tread on, the more worn out you get. Like anything in the world. Proper lubrication to the mechanical parts can only take you so far until it's just worn the fuck out. Like the springs or the fucking, if metal was rubbing or any other sort of thing went with a mechanical metaphor. That's how you are too. You can only lubricate and maintain something so much until it can't do it anymore. And that's the issue. When you continuously, deal with a depression or a darkness that dwells over you, and you can get yourself out of it because you become self-aware. You become cognizant of how you do this. Like, oh, I feel this way because of this shit that happened in my life, or that shit that happened in my life, or in my childhood, this was something of a family dynamic that was instilled in me, and now I'm kind of going into these family systems again. And you can learn that stuff, and you can improve yourself, and you have trauma that exists in a family. Well, you can learn how to not let that exist in your relationship. But the problem is, it just wears on you over and over and over until you finally feel like giving up. That's the fucking hard part. How to not give up the fight. And you can throw yourself to a higher power. You can trust in God and those that guide you, whatever you may believe, or how you understand it, I should say, because it's true. It's hard to, you can put yourself in all that, but that doesn't limit your mortal feelings. Those are always going to be inside of you, and what are you supposed to do about that? How are you supposed to handle that? You can trust in God, but you're the one that has to live every day with how the darkness within you. And so, for me, as I've explored with this book, it's about identifying the darkness, which each and every person has their own darkness. It's just how can we learn and identify what ours is. And I've kind of come to the realization, because of the book, that we live in this multifaceted, as they would say nowadays, multi-dimensional, trans-dimensional, whatever the fuck they call it. There's a bunch of different dimensions all going on at once, and you exist in every single one of them. And in every single one of them, you can be aware of what's going on in those, but most people aren't. You're just aware of this one, and maybe another one. But for me, the spirits that are the emotions that are within you are the beings, the inhabitants, if you will, that can transcend into each place. And it's within that you can bring back and bring forth and learn how to tread through all these different dimensions, if you want to call it that. I just call them levels of your soul. And from that point, you can learn how to manage things. Saying that sounds easy. It's incredibly difficult, and that's okay. But for me, it's learning about who you are. And the easiest way, because the first, we could call it like that to save time, the first place you can transcend that is outside of this experience is just through meditation. That's like a first step. It's like, oh, okay. When I quiet my mind and when I don't speak and I have my eyes closed, I enter another realm. From that point, that other realm is just another place in which you've always inhabited. You just weren't aware of it. Remember how I told you I get irritated when people don't think everything's deep? Like, not everything's that deep. Not everything has that much meaning to it. Sometimes things just are. And I'm always like, that's not true. It works like the other dimensions and all that stuff, the other realms. Just because you can't see it or perceive it doesn't mean it's not there. I can in this camera, but I can't see behind me in real life. That doesn't mean, well, that doesn't exist, because I can't. It's not there. No, it is there. It is always there. I can't see the forest in the middle of fucking Florida. I can't see it, so it doesn't exist. Yes, it does. It is there. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you can see it or not. It will exist. So when it comes to the understanding of the multifacetedness of our minds, it does exist even if you don't want to believe it. And the fact is, you can shape it and change it in some sense of the word, at least the way you feel it coming to you. And it's incredibly difficult, but that's how it affects you on this level. For instance, I was having a tough day yesterday. I just felt really tired and I didn't have any willpower. And I had to go to my nephew's birthday party. I knew something bad was going to happen because anytime, my family gets together, there's always some sort of production or, some negative thing. And I knew it. That's kind of what I was dreading it. And then it happened. And it bummed me out even more. And I tried to be the best person I could be through it. And I walked away from it. And I kind of went home and I was super depressed about it. I talked to my wife for a while. I got it out. I moved on through this day. And it sucks that some people have a hard time in life. And I hate that. But I have to continue to do the best in this one. So I was confronted with the darkness, but I didn't allow it to enter. It wanted to. It's like, hey man, can I hang with you? Can we have a bad time? And usually I'm like, hell yeah, we can. We just be miserable together. But I decided not to let it, and I moved forward from that. And today, I had a very productive day. I hate to say this, but it's true. You gotta treat it day by day. It's not ever gonna be something, ever, that will be easy. Ever. It's just gonna suck every day. The best you can do is take the opportunity that you have today and make it the best you can. But in saying that, it is okay to fail. It is okay to fall. I do all the time. I probably fall multiple times a week. For me, depression is a daily active struggle. And I just keep fighting through it. But there may be a day where I surrender to it and finally blow my brains out. I don't know. I hope not, but you never know. You don't know who you are in the future or how much you may break. Because the more the more you try to rise above it or get around it or not let it get you, the harder it tries to grab at you. It's like, you know how they talk about nowadays haters, people that hate on you because of, you know, the shit you're doing, and then they see themselves and then they feel like failures, so they want to make you feel bad, so they try to turn people against you and all that. I deal with that at work. I have some people that are like that with me. And every day you can keep just going whatever about it. That just gives almost them fervor. They're like, I got it. Now I had a boner about this now. Now I got to do it. My life sucks so much. I want to make his suck. And it makes them fight harder. That's kind of how depression works too. It's like, really? You think you're over this? Okay. I'm going to be even harder for you. I'm going to hide deeper inside of you to come out and destroy your shit. Like, that's how it works. It's like, you know, eventually you can continuously fight it, and it gets more and more difficult over the years, or you can surrender to it and blow your fucking brains out and say, done, I can't anymore. That's why, to me, I always think, I don't think it's a sign of weakness of committing suicide. I think that's the bravest thing you could do, because that's terrifying, to take your own life. That's fucking crazy to me. I don't think that's a weakness, man. But not to say that I condone it or I want to do it or I envy it or whatever it is. It's just, I just don't see it as a weakness, because how fucking hard it is to fight every day. So, I would say that the biggest key, if this works in conjunction with the last video, is to fight the darkness every day, is to not allow it to enter you. In doing that, the only thing you have to do is explore yourself, and you have to find the answer for you. No one else can do that. There is, you know, I can't be like, yep, and here it is. These are all the things you can do right here. Like, you might read it and be like, what is he talking about? This literally means nothing to me. And that's just how that feels. That's up to you for, you know, that's your shit to figure out. It kind of sucks like that, but that's just how it is. That's the way shit goes, you know? But anyway, I think we'll cut this one a little short today so we can enjoy our day off. I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I leave the house? I don't know. To do what? I don't know. But anyway, I think we'll move on to the next one, and I will see you in the next video.